you probably don't realize how well you're actually doing. Not because you're not paying attention, but because the system you're measuring yourself against is broken. The comparisons you're making to your colleagues, to your social media feed, to the person driving the car you think you should be driving by now, are measuring the wrong things entirely. Here's what nobody tells you. The average person in 2026 is carrying more debt than ever, saving less than they should, and living a lifestyle that looks successful from the outside, while quietly unraveling on the inside. So if you've been feeling behind, like you're not where you should be, not moving fast enough, not doing enough, this video is going to reframe everything. Because there's a very good chance that you are not behind. There's a very good chance that you are, by every meaningful financial and life measure, significantly ahead of where most people actually are. And today, we're going to prove it. We'll be going through 15 specific signs, concrete, measurable, real, that tell you you're doing better than average. Not better than the highlight reel, better than the actual numbers, the real statistics about how most people are managing their money, their time, and their lives in 2026. Some of these will surprise you, some will reassure you. All of them will give you a clearer picture of where you actually stand. If you're new to this channel, hit subscribe and turn on notifications right now. Every week we publish content like this. Real financial clarity, no noise, no fluff. You're going to want to be here. Let's get into it. Number 1, you have any emergency fund at all. Studies consistently show that a significant portion of adults couldn't cover a $1,000 emergency without going into debt or borrowing from someone else. If you have anything set aside, even $500, even $2,000, you are already ahead of a substantial chunk of the population. An emergency fund isn't glamorous. Nobody posts about it, but it is the single most important financial buffer between you and a bad month becoming a financial catastrophe. If you have one, you are not average. You are ahead. Number 2, you are not carrying high-interest consumer debt. The average household is carrying thousands of dollars in credit card debt at interest rates that range from 18 to 29%. This isn't debt they took on for assets. This is debt from consumption, from spending more than they earned on things that no longer exist in any meaningful form. If you are not carrying revolving high-interest consumer debt right now, or if you're actively and aggressively paying it down, you are operating in a fundamentally different financial reality to most people around you. That distinction is worth more than almost any income increase you could receive. Number 3, you know what you spend each month. This one sounds basic. It is not basic. Most people have no idea what they actually spend in a given month. They have a vague sense. They know the big numbers, but they haven't sat down, mapped it out, and looked at the real total. If you know your monthly number, if you've done the work of understanding exactly what the life you're living costs, you are already in a minority. That awareness is the foundation of every good financial decision. Without it, nothing else works. With it, everything else becomes possible. Number 4, you are investing something, anything, consistently. You don't need to be maxing out every account. You don't need a sophisticated portfolio. If you are putting money into the market consistently, even $50 a month, even $200 a month, you are doing something that most people either haven't started or keep putting off. The average person intends to invest. The person doing better than average actually does it, imperfectly, consistently, starting before they feel ready. Time in the market is the only edge that can't be bought later. If you have it, you're ahead. Number 5, you have no idea what's trending on social media right now. This one is counterintuitive, but it matters. If you're not deeply plugged into the consumption-driving engine of social media comparison, if you don't know what luxury item everyone is talking about this week, or what lifestyle product is being promoted by every influencer simultaneously, you are insulated from one of the most powerful wealth-destroying forces of the modern economy. Social comparison is the silent engine of lifestyle inflation. The people who are quietly building wealth are almost always the people who have, consciously or unconsciously, opted out of the comparison game. If that's you, you're ahead. Number 6, you have a pension, 401k, or retirement account and you're contributing to it. A shocking number of working adults have no retirement savings whatsoever. None. Not a small amount. Nothing. If you have a retirement account and you are contributing to it, even at a modest level, you are already in a position that millions of people your age are not in. Compound growth is patient. It doesn't care that you started small. It cares that you started. If you did, you're building something that will matter enormously later, and most people aren't. If you haven't subscribed yet, do it right now and hit the bell. We break down exactly how to optimize these accounts, when to increase contributions, and how to think about retirement at every income level. It's some of the most valuable content on this channel, and you don't want to miss it. Number 7, you own or are working towards owning an asset. An asset is anything that grows in value over time or generates income without requiring your direct labor. A property, an investment portfolio, a business, intellectual property, anything. If you own one, or if you're deliberately building towards owning one, you are thinking in a way that most people simply don't. Most people consume, a minority accumulate. If you are in the accumulation mindset, even in the early stages, you are doing better than average in the dimension that defines long-term financial outcomes.
Number 8. You've read, watched, or listened to something about personal finance in the last month. The fact that you're watching this video right now is in itself a sign. Financial literacy is not taught in most schools. It's not modeled in most households. It's not discussed honestly in most social circles. The people who actively seek it out, who spend time understanding money, how it works, and how to manage it better, are operating with a significant advantage over the people who don't. You are here. That means something. Most people are not doing this. Most people are not asking these questions. The fact that you are puts you ahead of the curve before you've even applied a single thing you've learned. Number 9. Your income has more than one source, or you're building toward that. The average person has one income stream, one employer, one salary, one point of failure. If you have a second income stream, even a small one, even an occasional one, even one you're still building, you have fundamentally different financial resilience than someone with only one. And if you're actively working toward that, you're already thinking in a way that most people never do. Multiple income streams aren't just about making more money. They're about making your financial life less fragile. In a world where job security is increasingly uncertain, that fragility reduction has enormous value. Number 10. You live below your means, even if only slightly. This is perhaps the most important item on the entire list, and one of the rarest. Living below your means simply means that each month you spend less than you earn. The gap between those two numbers, however small, is where wealth is built. It's where the emergency fund comes from, where the investment contributions come from, where the options come from. Most people do not do this. Most people spend at or above what they earn consistently and wonder why their financial position never improves despite their income increasing year after year. If you are living below your means, even slightly, even imperfectly, you are doing the single most important thing in personal finance, and you're doing it better than most. Number 12. You don't panic when the market goes down. This is about financial maturity, and it's rarer than you think. When markets fall, the average investor panics. They sell. They move to cash. They lock in losses and wait on the sidelines for a clarity that never quite arrives. And in doing so, they miss the recovery. If you've reached a point where a market correction doesn't send you into a spiral, if you understand that volatility is the price of admission for long-term returns, and that staying the course is almost always the right move, you have developed a psychological edge that directly translates into better financial outcomes over time. That's not nothing. That's actually huge. Number 13. You've had an uncomfortable money conversation. You asked for the raise. You negotiated the salary offer. You had the honest conversation with your partner about money. You talked to a parent about inheritance or estate planning or financial expectations. These conversations are uncomfortable. Most people avoid them entirely and pay for that avoidance in missed opportunities, misaligned relationships, and financial decisions made in the dark. If you have sat in the discomfort of a real money conversation and come out the other side with more clarity, more alignment, or more money than you had before, you are doing something that most people never do. And it compounds in ways that are hard to quantify, but impossible to overstate. Number 14. You understand the difference between net worth and income. This sounds like a simple concept. It is not widely understood. Income is what you earn. Net worth is what you own minus what you owe. The two are related, but they are not the same, and optimizing one at the expense of the other is one of the most common and costly financial mistakes people make. High earners with no net worth are financially fragile. Modest earners with positive and growing net worth are financially resilient. If you track your net worth, or even think in terms of net worth rather than just monthly take-home, you are operating with a level of financial clarity that most people around you simply don't have. Number 15. You are playing a long game. This is the one that ties everything together. The average person is optimizing for the short term, for how things look right now, for the car that signals status today, for the holiday that creates content this week, for the lifestyle that feels right at this income level, even if it makes the next income level harder to sustain. If you are making decisions with 5, 10, or 20 years in mind, if you are sacrificing some comfort now for substantially more freedom later, you are playing a game that most people around you are not even aware they could be playing. The long game is not about deprivation. It's about leverage. Every dollar invested today buys more future freedom than a dollar invested tomorrow. Every habit built now compounds across decades. Every decision made from a long-term perspective changes the trajectory of your life in ways that are difficult to see but impossible to overstate. If that's how you think, even some of the time, even imperfectly, you are doing better than average, significantly better. Here's what all 15 of these signs have in common. None of them require a high income. None of them require a perfect financial history. None of them are about how things look to the outside world. They're about how you think, how you act, and how consistently you make decisions that serve the future version of yourself rather than just the current one. You don't need to be ticking all 15 boxes. If you're hitting 8 or 9 of them, you are meaningfully ahead. If you're hitting 5 or 6 and working on the rest, you are moving in the right direction with more intention than most people ever apply. The average person isn't your competition. The average person isn't a standard worth measuring yourself against. The only comparison that matters is where you are today and where you were a year ago, and whether the gap between what you earn and what you spend is growing. If it is, you're winning, even if it doesn't feel like it, even if it doesn't look like it from the outside, even if no one around you has noticed yet. They will. If this video gave you a clearer picture of where you actually stand, do 3 things right now. Like this video so more people who need it can find it. Drop a comment telling us which sign resonated with you most. We read every single one. And subscribe to this channel with notifications on. We publish content like this every single week. Real financial clarity, real numbers, real conversations about money that most people are too uncomfortable to have. The subscribe button is free. The compounding value of showing up here every week is not. We'll see you in the next one.